Hey guys, this is Huzaifa from my YouTube channel Positive Academy. Today we are going to talk about Osho. Now, first of all, I would like to tell you that why Osho was special because he was a reader. I already told in many of the videos that you must become reader and you must be a lifelong learner. Right? So, in the beginning itself, only in the early age itself, Osho was so much fond of reading, right? And he used to ask a lot of questions. But we nowadays we never ask any kind of question, right? And Osho, in just a span of 58 years, made a huge impact in the society as well as the world. So, so what was the reason? So when I just see and analyze, he was just called by the name of Raja in his recent years, means in his childhood. And now when he was born on 11th December 1931, he died in 19th January 1990. His beloved, he has experienced a loss at very young age. His beloved just died at very young age and means he knows now that what life is about, right? He always talks about that, right? Those who don't fear that are actually ignorant, right? Because we must always face death and that is always near. We must keep that in mind. And now when you keep that in mind, right, you are more aware and you are more conscious and you will do the activities right with great effort and you will think that okay, today will be my last day, so how I can perform and how I can make the day useful. Now, when it comes to spirituality, also he always tells us that whatever you do, give your 100%. For example, I am making this video, right? And so my complete focus and my concentration should be 100% on just giving the information and just giving the output on this video. I must not think about any other damn thoughts or any other things which is hindering or which is just avoiding me, right, to reach my goal. That is the most important part of meditation. It is the essence, it is the mindfulness, right? So mindfulness comes with practice. For example, if you are not mindful right now, you can become mindful, but just becoming aware and conscious about the surrounding and also what is happening around you. For example, when you're just sitting right now in the quiet space, right, what sounds you are experiencing, you can analyze it with, think about it, right? You are complete now in a vacuum. You are just silent and you are just focusing on the sound and the surrounding, right? And analyzing the situation and making yourself conscious, aware that is what is going on. So in that way, you just enter into the new realm of spirituality. And that is why mostly all the people who are just spiritual, they are so much aware and conscious about what is happening. And when you are become aware and conscious, when you live in the present moment, right? If I'm just focusing on just into the future and the past, then I will get nowhere. But when I'm into present, then I will be able to be more conscious and more aware because life is in the present moment only, right? When you just think of the past, it will it will make you disturb, and when you even think of the future, which is not the event that is happening, then also you will become disturbed only. But our motto is to be at peace, right? And is to be at calm, is to be relaxed. So how you can do that? That's the only way that you can do is by becoming mindful and living in the present moment, living in the now, right? So that is the main takeaway when you just think about Osho. He was so much powerful and he was enlightened at the age of 21. As you can see, there is a series of age gap we have just found. At 1931, he was born, and 1941, 10 years of span. And in that 10 years, he just spent most of his life in his grandparents' home, means living with Nani and Nana. Right, and after that, 1941, 1951, he just continued and he was asking a lot of questions, right? And when he was just into this universities and schools lecture, right, the teacher was also shocked that why this person is asking me so much questions, why is so much curious, right? So at one point of time, I would definitely say that curiosity is also one of the things you must develop and you must incorporate into your life, right? And when you see certain things that you must ask that why is this, right? And why is this not this? So it is kind of curiosity that makes you aware and conscious also about what is going on and how you can develop and become mature as a being, right? So during these 20 years, nothing happened, nothing more useful happened. But after at the age of, after 20, completing the 20 years, at the age of 20, when he become enlightened, and so now he's just spiritual master, right? He can just think about many things which even human, which is out of the human capability. Like for example, Swami Vivekananda, he was so much powerful and spiritual that when anyone comes into his contact, he is able to see that this person thoughts. Right? When you're just coming in contact, you just can see what this person is trying to think and what he's just thinking about. Right? That's the power of spirituality. That's the power of enlightenment. Right? So the age of this 21, he just got enlightened. And so now next of the years he just spent in just delivering his teachings, his learnings, right? And his thoughts and the way of thinking was totally different. He used to be so controversial in many different ways, whether it's sex, religions, or any vast topics, that people you they don't ever try to just agree with what he is saying. And in that way, he's always a controversial being. Right. So the last year actually he spent like with fame. This last year was spent like a fame because he just developed this when he was just into this USA Oregon city, right? And he just built the Rajneesh Puram, right? This was the time. And he got a lot of fame, and there was 93 Rolls Royce owned by Osho. So it was a kind of very amazing life he just lived at the age of 58. And we said that Osho is a person that just came into this earth and he was never born or never died. Right? That was a statement already mentioned in the ashram, right, in the Pune. So that was his legacy. He built his legacy. And the most important thing is he's having a library full of books, right? It's like just when you're just into business, you buy a lot of goods. Same is the case with Osho, having a lot of tremendous. I cannot say it is a huge stack of books in his library. So that is the thing, right? And I'm not saying that you are just we can become like him only, but we can see how deeper and how conscious and how aware he was and what is his capability, right? So we will dive deep, right? I hope you are enjoying this content till now, and if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing for regular dose of positivity, right? So we are just diving deep into this. So some of the teachings I would just make a statement like he believed in focusing on the inner side, right? So we always think about the outer end, right? But we never focus on the inner side. But Osho is the person who always believed to think from the inner end, right? Because he believed that you are only the God, right? You are only the form of God. And so now, when you just want to see yourself, the most important thing is you see your inner side. You dive deep into your inner end and find your purpose, know who you are, right? That is the thing. And so most of the people just focus on the outer world. Like they just want outer appearance, they just want outer satisfaction, they will seek approval and all the things, right? Which is almost against the spirituality, right? That is the essence, right? His most controversial book was Sex to Super Consciousness, right? And it was so much controversial because he just talked about many things, like Kundalini awakening and dynamic meditation was a method developed by Osho, right? And it was so much advanced that you will be just getting almost your energy levels, and you will expand your consciousness, and you will get rid of any emotional or any kind of stress or anything you are having through dynamic meditation. It is a 5 step process, right? We can just dive deep when we just get more into this state, right? And so he developed this dynamic meditation. He used to live with his grandparents, I already told, and he used to ask a lot of questions, right? So these are some of the gainings from Osho. And now, so we just dive deep into his lessons, his teachings, right? So his statements frame the people are not interested in my teaching, in me, in my way of life. They are interested in it also. It shows their mind. So this was a statement from him. And you are not interested in my realization. You are interested in the eternity of the soul. You are not interested in the art of love. You are interested in Rolls Royce. That shows the poverty of the people. So you can see that he is always just depriving of the desires of the materialistic thing of the possessions that we so much I want. I want luxurious cars, I want money and all that, right? So he's just making the statement, right, which is the opposite to that, right? This shows that the poverty of the people in their minds and also shows their ambition, right? Next, the whole world is against me because they are jealous of me. But I live comfortably. I have want the whole world to live comfortably. This is the part of my mission to make clear that poverty is not the religion. That if I can make the whole world luxurious, there will be thousands of Gautam Buddhas blossoming. Because when you have everything, then you only search left is for your own self. So this is the bold statement actually made by him, right? So here he is claiming that you can just go for means he just in a sense he just trying to make a controversial statement regarding poverty. Means when you are having poverty you can't help others, right? And it is just like when in the planes you are just asked to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then only you can just help others. So in the same way, he's just trying to make you aware that you just need to make sure that you're not living in the poverty, because when you're in poverty and poor side, you can't become who you are, because when you're having all the things, then only you will be able to focus on yourself, right? This is the statement, right? So he just says that it is not bad to be rich, right? Because when you are into rich and when you are into abundance, then only you can help others. That is the state. So it is better to be notorious because it will give you immense freedom. I'm a notorious man. People go on condemning me. The moment I came to know that they are condemning me for a certain thing, then I do go on doing the same thing on a bigger scale. I had only one Rolls Royce. They started condemning, so I told my secretary arrange for the two. Oh my god. So he's just trying to say that uh, it is okay that if you're doing something different, people will criticize and condemn you, right? But then you don't need to take revenge, but you are just more force in doing what you are doing, right? So that you can just multiply the stuff, right? That was his statement. Right? So these are some of the teachings, right? So sadness gives depth, right? Sadness gives depth. Happiness gives height. Sadness gives roots. Happiness gives branches. Happiness is like a tree going in the sky, and sadness is like the roots going down into the womb of the earth. Both are needed, and higher a tree goes, the deeper its root goes simultaneously. The bigger the tree, the bigger will be its roots. In fact, it is always in proportion. That's balance. Gone were the days demigod existed on the earth, Osho. So it says that both happiness and sadness is like a balance, right? And both has its importance, right? Both are needed for your life, right? So these were some of the teachings of Osho. Now let's just dive into what you can say into just dynamic meditation, right? So dynamic meditation, right? If you're new to this channel, if you're enjoying this kind of video, then make sure that you like. And I've just contacted uh, uh, Marshila Anand, but she was not just responding right to be our guest on the podcast. And I will definitely be in future also trying to make sure that she comes on this channel, right? So this is also dynamic meditation, right? So what does it involve, right? And let us just dive into images so that you will be able to see, right? So this is some of the five stage processes, right? So as you can see that there are stages. So stage one is the fast chaotic breathing, right? Means you are doing just by standing, doing, just releasing the stuff, right? Next, playful act out on your madness. And these are 15 minutes chunk, right? 10 minutes chunk. So let me just, so these are some of the images as you can see, right? I don't know whether I will play the video and it will give me strike. So let me just, mm, okay, let me just, so first stage 10 minutes, second stage 10 minutes, third stage 10, fourth stage 15, and fifth stage 15 minutes. In that way, it is going on, right? It is a Osho dynamic meditation. It is a practice that is used by almost all his followers, right? And he developed this kind of meditation. But see, here I would like to just make an impact that might not be useful for everyone. This meditation, right? But in short, I will definitely say you that you must do meditation in your life, right? If you want to achieve something and if you want to be free from your desires, right? Because we are just surrounded by our desires, and when you are surrounded by desires and you are not free, then you can't do anything and you can't become spiritual. Right? The only way to become spiritual is to free from the desires, right? And that is the thing, right? It is not like just you went to Himalaya mountain or some kind of the silence, right? Right, some mountain, and you just live your social life. No, it is not like that. In just living the social life only, it is your responsibility to be mindful, to be spiritual, right? And so the only way is to get rid of desires and just practice the meditation. I have already mentioned on my channel the breathing exercise that will help you to meditate for long, right? My mentor used to just meditate for 30 days, right? And he was completely into such a dwell that he is not knowing or don't know anything about the earth, and he was just spending 30 days into nature just meditating. So that is the power of a yogi, and in that way you become yogi, you become spiritual. And the lifestyle of yogi is like, he is just not the one of the important segment of the yogi I will definitely make into account is that when you stop wanting, you get everything. When you stop wanting, you get everything. So they just trust the process and they just give away of desire of wanting, right? And they just become so much pure and conscious that whatever comes into their way of life, they will appreciate and they will never worry. Basically, it involves the five Reiki principles. Whenever someone is yogi and whenever is someone into spirituality and meditation, they will definitely follow the top five principles of Reiki. Reiki principle. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will do my work with 100% efficiency. Just for today, I will be kind to others, and just for today, so these are, let me just show you what are five Reiki principles, right? And they definitely follow if you're a yogi, and if you want to become spiritual, then this is a must, right? Without this principle, it will not be okay for you, right? And I have just to I just talk all these things in my lecture about introduction to Reiki. And now, so why you may ask that why I'm talking about this, right? I'm talking about this because I'm a certified Reiki healing person, right? So I know. So these are the five principles which I was just talking about. I will not be angry. I will not worry. I will be grateful. I will do my work honestly, and I will be kind to every human being or living being. So these five principles, the yogi or the spiritual person definitely follows. And when he do these things, right, and when it is not easy to follow, but a practice will definitely require. But eventually, they will lead to more fulfilling, more content, and more peaceful life as ever before. So these were some of the things which I would just want to discuss about. So I hope you enjoy this content and you find this video useful. Let's see you in the next video. Till then, bye.